Aristotle wrote it down around 350 BC in a text called On the Soul, and it stuck so hard that over 2,000 years later, kids still learn it as fact. In elementary school, humans have 5 senses: sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. Here's the myth part. Aristotle wasn't running lab experiments. He was organizing the obvious external senses by which body parts seemed to catch them, and he never actually claimed the list was complete. Modern physiology has moved well past that framework. Neuroscientists and physiologists now recognize a set of additional, genuinely distinct sensory systems that don't fit into any of the original 5, each with its own dedicated receptors, its own nerve pathways, and its own job to do. Nobody agrees on one exact final number, depending on how narrowly you define a sense. Estimates range anywhere from 7 to over 20. A conservative, well-supported count lands you somewhere close to 9 distinct senses, not 5. Over the next few minutes, we're going to prove you're using at least 4 of the extra ones right now in your own body without having noticed. This is the myth versus fact rundown school left out. Fact: you have a dedicated sense purely for knowing where your own limbs are in space, called proprioception, and you can prove it in about 3 seconds. Close your eyes right now and touch your index finger to your nose. You didn't miss. You didn't use sight, obviously, and you didn't use hearing, smell, taste, or touch to aim either, since touch only tells you when contact happens, not where your hand was a half second before. What actually guided your hand is a network of receptors called proprioceptors, packed into your muscles, tendons, and joints, constantly reporting position and movement straight to your brain. The physiologist Charles Sherrington coined the term back in 1906, after mapping out just how much of the nervous system is dedicated to tracking the body's own position. This is a sense-filled sobriety test to quietly checking when police ask someone to walk a straight line or touch their nose, because alcohol dulls proprioceptive signals before it dulls almost anything else. It's also the reason you can climb stairs in a dark room without looking at your feet, or type on a keyboard without staring at your fingers. Astronauts actually lose a lot of proprioceptive accuracy in microgravity, since the sense partly relies on gravity-related feedback, which is part of why they sometimes misjudge how hard to push off a wall when they first reach orbit. Spin around in a circle about 10 times, stop, and try to stand still. The room keeps spinning for a few seconds even though you're not moving anymore. That's your vestibular sense catching up to reality. Inside each inner ear sits a set of fluid-filled loops called the semicircular canals, and when you spin, the fluid inside gets moving too. When you stop, your body stops, but the fluid keeps swirling for a moment, and tiny hair cells lining the canals report that motion to your brain as if you were still turning. That mismatch between your body saying it stopped and your inner ear saying it's still spinning is what produces that dizzy, unsteady stumble. This sense, sometimes called equilibrioception, works constantly and silently to keep you balanced, coordinating with your eyes and your proprioceptive system every time you walk on uneven ground, ride in a car, or stand on one leg to put on socks. Damage to this system sits behind conditions like vertigo and some forms of motion sickness. You've got a genuine sense organ for balance sitting in your skull, and most people go their whole life without ever learning its name. Grab a metal doorknob and a wooden countertop sitting in the exact same room at the exact same temperature, and the metal will feel colder every time. That's not the temperature lying to you. That's thermoception, a distinct sense with its own dedicated receptors called thermoreceptors that respond to heat and cold separately from your sense of touch. Metal simply conducts heat away from your skin faster than wood does, so the thermoreceptors register a faster temperature drop, and your brain reads that as colder, even though both objects are the same temperature. Specific receptor proteins are involved here, including one called TRPM8, which responds to cold and menthol alike, which is exactly why mint gum or mentholated chest rub feels cool on your skin, even though nothing about the actual temperature changed. Thermoception runs completely separately from your sense of touch and your sense of pain, which is why a burn can register as scalding hot a split second before it registers as painful. 2 different receptor systems reporting to your brain on 2 slightly different timelines. Touching a hot stove and feeling pain from that touch might seem like the same sense doing 2 jobs. It isn't. Pain runs through its own dedicated system called Nociception, with its own receptors, nociceptors, that are entirely separate from the touch receptors handling pressure and texture. That's provable medically. Certain nerve conditions and some local anesthetics can knock out pain signaling, while pressure and touch sensation stay completely intact, and the reverse can happen too. Nociceptors specifically respond to signals your brain interprets as potentially damaging: extreme heat, extreme cold, sharp pressure, or certain chemical irritants like capsaicin, the compound that makes chili peppers burn. That's also why capsaicin can trigger a genuine pain and heat response in your mouth with zero actual temperature change involved. A small number of people are born with a rare condition called congenital insensitivity to pain, where this specific sensory channel doesn't function, and it's dangerous precisely because pain exists for a reason. It's an early warning system, not a design flaw. Nociception is a sense in its own right, running on its own wiring, doing a job touch was never built to do. You knew you were hungry before your stomach ever made a sound. That gap, feeding a bodily state before there's any obvious external sign, is interoception, your sense to what's happening inside your own body. It covers a wide range of internal signals: hunger, thirst, your own heartbeat, your lungs stretching with each breath, bladder fullness, even a rising body temperature before you consciously notice you're overheating. Interoceptive signals travel from receptors in your organs, up through pathways including the vagus nerve, to a brain region called the insular cortex, which builds those raw signals into the feelings you describe as hungry, nervous, or needing to sit down. Researchers studying interoception have connected it directly to emotional awareness. Some studies suggest people who are more accurate at sensing their own heartbeat also tend to report emotions more precisely, because a racing heart is often part of how an emotion gets felt in the first place. Try this right now without checking a pulse anywhere. Can you feel your own heartbeat? Some people can locate it instantly. That's interoception, and you're using it as you notice the answer. Last one, and it's the strangest: your sense of time itself. Chronoception is the term researchers use for how your brain tracks duration, and unlike a clock, it isn't fixed. It stretches and compresses based on attention, emotion, and even body temperature. A minute stuck in a boring waiting room can feel 3 times longer than a minute spent doing something you love, even though a clock would measure them as identical. Some of this comes down to dopamine levels and how much novel information your brain is processing. More new information per second seems to make the brain log an experience as longer in memory, which is part of why childhood summers felt endless and adult ones fly by, since kids are processing a much higher rate of genuinely new experiences. Researchers have also shown that fear can distort chronoception in the moment, which is the actual mechanism behind people describing a car accident as happening in slow motion. So there you have it: Proprioception, Equilibrioception, Thermoception, Nociception, Interoception, and Chronoception, on top of the original 5, a conservative count that lands close to 9 senses, not 5. If this rewired how you think about your own body, subscribe now, because tomorrow we're taking apart another number everyone assumes is true: how many muscles it actually takes to smile. Out of these 6 extra senses, which one did you not know you had until right now?